What's going on, foul players? Let me officially welcome you to season 2 of Foul Play Outdoors. So, had a lot of fun last season. We're going to have some fun this season. So, it is middle of March. Oh, tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day. Today's March 16th. And I'm out the farm today. I'm in an area you haven't seen too much of if you look around behind me. This is what we call kind of the backfield. It's surrounded by trees. It's about an acre. And mostly what we do back here is dove hunt. Actually, Rosie got her first dove right over there this season, so this was a good time for us. But I'm out here today. You can see the stuff that we got planted. This was the leftover of some milo. We put some brown top millet in here. Scott, my buddy that owns the property, also put out some cowpeas because if you can see, there's a deer stand in the back there. So it's just a little multi-use field. We do a little dove hunting early in the season, and then they deer hunt and turkey hunt some in here the rest of the season. So anyway, I'm out here today because we want to, this is about an acre. We want to plant it again this season here pretty soon. In the next few weeks, we really want to start going, but we need to do a couple of things first. So what I'm out here today is I'm going to try to take care of this stuff. Now, if you're not from the southern or southeastern United States, you might not know what a fire ant hill looks like, but buddy, that is what they look like. And you can see they're here, there's a big one over there. They're all up and down. Basically, it's an infestation. Come here, Rosie. To the point that I really don't even want her walking around out here. So I brought the four-wheeler. I brought about 100 pounds of fire ant granules that I'm going to put on the spreader I have for the ATV. I've got a video on that if you guys want to go back and check it out, where I put that together and used it around the yard some. So I'm going to go through all of this and try to take care of fire ants. I actually got into them out here a couple years ago. Basically sat down with my feet right on top of a hill and didn't know why my legs felt like they were on fire. My face swole up, my lips got big, my eyes got almost swole shut. It didn't get hard to breathe, but my throat got tight. I always carry Benadryl now in my truck as a result of that. I may pop a drone up so you can kind of see what I'm working with, but this is just kind of a little bit of day one. I think we're going to go take a look at some of the other holes and talk about some plans for those spots next season. So hang around and let's try to kill some fire ants. All right, just a real quick look at the product I'm using in case you're curious. Tom recommended it to me. He's got more experience than I do, so I asked him his opinion, and it's this Biffin LP insecticide. It says it will knock out fire ants. I guess the active ingredient is this bifenthrin, which is less than 0.5%. It better be potent stuff, right? It's very, very tiny. I don't know how well that's going to show. I'm not going to touch it. Very tiny particles like grains of sand. So I've got the opening on the spreader set down to a pretty small opening. I'd rather go over it multiple times than not get good coverage. Like I said, I've got an acre, 4 25-pound bags. This stuff's not crazy expensive. It's not cheap either. It's about $40-something $45 a bag, I think. So you can do the math on that. 4 bags for an acre. So we're gonna get out there. We got the sprayer or the spreader on the old ATV there. Put her back up in the truck because I don't want her running around either with the insecticide or all the fire ants. So she's not gonna be happy about that. But anyway, we'll get it done. Well, we got that taken care of. I did wear my PPE since that stuff seemed like it might be kind of nasty. So thanks to my old coronavirus mask. Might be some cockaburs out there. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Yeah, don't wear a wool sweater when you do this job apparently. So I'm going to stand here and pick all these birds off my sweater, and then maybe we'll go check see if we got some ducks. Oh man, what a mess. Well, we're out here in the bean hole. As I said, we tried to sneak up on them, but there weren't any here to sneak up on. So my plan here for this next season, and leave me comments and tell you what you think about this idea. I've seen quite a few ducks in here, not as much as the big hole, which is, 4 times the size. This is a 1/4 acre right here that you can see near me, and then almost that much back in the woods. I'm thinking all of this opening here, I'm gonna work on clearing it out more. I'm gonna get rid of all these stumps because all of that was under the water during the season pretty much, and of course I tripped over it every time I came out. Water will be a few inches higher, and I think I'm gonna come out here and clean back into the trees just a little bit, take out this big guy because that's a pin oak. Maybe a couple over here to let some more light in down the side. Anyway, I'm going to open this hole up some more, and then I think I'm going to plant corn. I think I'm going to plant a 1/4 acre of that dwarf corn. So I want to have that in the ground by June 1st. So I'm going to drain this probably in about 3 or 4 weeks, middle of April, I think, right? That should give me 6 weeks to get in here, work it, ground get dry enough to where I can plant corn. And then I may not even hunt it next year. I may just leave this as a sanctuary. We didn't do well in here last year anyway, but I've seen bunches of wood ducks, I've seen mergansers, and yesterday I saw woodies, mallards, and 2 Canada geese sitting right there. Now I shot one here and shot at another one, and I saw a couple of others. I'm surprised. I guess they could come right over these trees and drop down in. Maybe they just waddled their fat butts out in that field. I don't know. But I'm thinking about putting in that short corn and just leaving it be. Maybe late season if they're coming in here, but build a sanctuary. You know what I've learned from other people managing impoundments, you really gotta leave it be for like 3 years, get them coming to it. So leave me a comment, tell me what you think. I got a 1/4 acre of open space, can maybe open it a little bit more. 1/4 acre of dwarf corn, see what happens. Tell me what you think. All right, we're all the way at the other end of the bean hole, what I used to call the timber hole, because that's kind of what it looks like. It's small. I said 1/4 acre, probably not quite. But another quick comment from you. What's your tip for growing duck food in shaded areas? As you can see all these big trees behind me, they're already starting to leaf out. Once they get full of leaves, it's pretty shady in here. So I threw a little rice in, but late, mid-July, too late. Maybe if I do it in here early June, maybe even earlier, it'll have plenty of time. I don't know. But so like I said, leave me a comment. What do you plant for duck food in heavily shaded flooded woodlots? Well, just a couple of woodies on the creek. Always good to see. All right, well, we just jumped a whole bunch of wood ducks out of the big hole. Might have been a mallard or two in there, I don't know. Those drake woodies, they had a pretty broad white tail feathers like a mallard drake does, so may have just been all wood ducks. I didn't hear any mallards quack, so it probably was, even though I have seen several. I saw 3 greenheads sitting over there the other day, so they're here. So plans for the big hole, I think make it bigger. I'm gonna take this out. This is the area that Tom and I cleared out a bunch last year. We took out a couple of trees. I want to take out some more. I want to take out that one. I don't know if I want to take out that great big one or not, or those 2, I guess. I may leave that great big one. I don't know. These little ones and all this scrub, I can clear back in maybe 20 or 30 yards and open it up some, if for nothing more than just more space and crops. And it will get wet. This buckbrush I left. Wood ducks did land during the season before I put corn out. Wood ducks were landing right back over here occasionally. Mostly they're just flying over this going somewhere else or going to the back hole, which is where we've had the most luck this season. So yeah, comments for me. What do you think? Clear this up as much as I can. Maybe leave a little scrub along the edges to give them some security cover, some overhead cover from avian predators, that kind of thing. Again, please leave me comments. I really appreciate all the opinions and thoughts. Probably rice in here, I think. Maybe a little bit of millet. Certainly if any areas the rice doesn't come up later in the season, I may throw out some Japanese millet. I thought about planting an area in the center, just Japanese millet, planting it at about the same time as I do the rice, because it'll mature way before duck season. but then it'll rot. Maybe there'll be seeds in an open area right there. So your thoughts on the big hole? My thought is to just make it even bigger. Seems like the folks that are having the most luck just have more open water, or more on a flyway would definitely help. But you know, it is what it is. So leave me a comment. I want to hear it. Thanks a lot. I'm gonna go look at the back hole now. That is 2 mallards. And there they go. Right over us in the sun. Oh, that's beautiful. I love it, man. I just love it. We got 3 woodies, 4 woodies, 5 woodies, 6. I think these are the ones I just bumped out of the other hole. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And there was about 6 that got it before I started counting. There goes one over us. Zoom, zoom, zoom. My goodness. So the back hole. What do we do with the back hole? This is where we had the luck. This is where we had our best luck this year. If you recall some of the videos I shot, we were sitting right over here, that tree. I blew up a duck right here. Here they come, right over us. Oh shit. He wants back in. Oh my goodness. Anyway, many of them would come from this way, because, yeah, there goes more. Kills me how they fly right through the trees. They would come right down here. There's this, a creek, just a low spot here that floods. They come down between the trees, jinking and jiving like what ducks do. Land right here, or right over there. This is really, really, really thick. You can't walk through that. I thought about some of 2 mines here. Again, you know what I'm gonna ask for? Ask for your input. The brain in me says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ducks are using this area. Leave it alone. Just a shadow. Somebody flew over us. Leave it alone. The other side of that is, it's hard to hunt. That's even hard for Rosie to get through, and you know, we had ducks down in here this season and in last season when we didn't have a dog that we just couldn't get to. So I'm thinking about opening up just a little bit, like maybe every 3rd bush. Definitely take out the high stuff, the tall trees, because part of what they're doing is jinking around those guys, making them hard to hit. But had ducks come from this way as well. The one I blew up came from that way. And, you know, maybe set up. I thought about moving the blind from the bean hole right over here, especially if I don't hunt the bean hole this season. But what do you guys think? At a minimum, I'm going to throw some rice, probably rice. This stays the wettest of all the properties. It's very low right over there. It probably didn't get dry until August or September last year. And I'm talking just a small mud hole, but I mean, this is the lowest spot. That doesn't drain. It's higher over here, so it doesn't drain. So maybe cut out, maybe open up everything like from this tree here, or maybe go the other way. Leave that more obstructed and put an opening kind of right out here in front of Miss Rosie. Kind of this area right here, open it up just a little bit. Give them a place to land where they're more shootable. That was a big problem here last year, is they would come in here, but they were landing right on top of us for one thing, and they were just hard to hunt, hard to shoot. The one I did shoot, he was, gosh, I don't know if that's 10 yards, and I blew him to smithereens. So tell me what you think about the old back hole. Leave it alone, be smart. Not something that I have necessarily a reputation for, but get into the work. I will say this is, of the 3 spots, the bean hole, the big hole, and the back hole, this is my lowest priority. I'm not going to do anything with this until I've done everything I want the other spots. So this may just get left alone, other than throwing out some millet or rice This may get left alone simply because I don't have the time or energy to address it. So that's about it for today, I think. I think I've seen everything I want to see. So welcome again to season 2 of Foul Play Outdoors. It's March, man, and in my mind it's already duck season. So we're going to get in here before too much longer, drain this out in about 4 weeks, middle of April. Let it start to dry out. As soon as I drain it, I'll come in and start clearing some brush that's on the bone. And I'll start getting ready for duck season, man. It's a 12-month out of the year hobby, that's for sure. So anyway, hope you had fun today. I did. I saw ducks. So thanks for watching. I'm Bruce. That's Rosie. And you're watching Foul Play Outdoors.